The northeast of England is one of the most unspoiled parts of the country. Chris's visit started in the region's capital.
Tyne Bridge, Newcastle, as symbolic of the northeast as the coal mine, the shipyard, peas pudding and brown ale. The land where Andy Capp is king. But old Father Tyne has been keeping something to himself. Dig deep like the miners and you'll find more than light at the end of the tunnel. No, it's not a retired pit pony living out its last days on a diet of salt sea air and seaweed. It's a sign to mark an outcrop of historic interest bordering a beach. And this alone must rank among the best of British, just 50 miles from Newcastle upon Tyne. Bamburgh Castle, the cornerstone of an area they're calling Britain's best-kept holiday secret. For years, the canny Geordies have been keeping it quiet. Now, all can be revealed. And what a revelation. From the ramparts of the bold castle, visitors can see it all. Big, barren beaches, broad horizons, the lowlands of Scotland to the north. Today, holidaymakers take pleasure trips to Longstone Lighthouse, where the Darling Grace lived, and from where she and her father launched their life-saving boat. Included in this brief but exciting voyage are natural attractions which for some could rival the pyramids and Niagara Falls for sheer spectacle. Extras fit for the Hitchcock film, sporting the colours of Newcastle United and noisy enough to awaken mainland memories of Jackie Milburn's days at St James's Park. These are the kittiwakes, the guillemots, the shags and fulmars of the Farne Islands. On some of the islands, the National Trust wardens help tourists ashore to follow their carefully marked trails through nature reserves, and are dive-bombed in the process. Other islands are strictly for the seals.
Now, some of these large, dark-coloured seals, this fella who's alongside of us now, that's the bull seal. He's about 8 feet long, and he'll weigh over 600 pounds.
It really is a world apart, yet still only barking distance from the pleasure boat Glad Tidings' home port of Sea Houses. The old ship hotel at Sea Houses is home from home for local fishermen who've helped landlord Alan Glenn to turn his bar into a living maritime museum. But this ship has moved with the times, with the installation of radar alongside the jukebox and comfortable accommodation for holidaymakers upstairs. The main seam of tourism in Northumberland, the A1, the Great North Road which links London with Edinburgh and brings holidaymakers to old market towns like Alnwick. It's a handsome town whose castle is the home of the Duke of Northumberland. Wise holidaymakers follow the less busy B roads that lead through leafy side seams to the sea. It's great touring, camping and caravanning country, and weather permitting is as good for the walker as it is for the golfer. This is just one of a number of links flanked by the most beautiful of natural bunkers. And just behind the golf course, in the village of Embleton, are modern, well-equipped self-catering cottages. Along the coast is a regular destination for self-caterers. It's the home of the famous Craster Kipper. For more than 120 years, the Robson family, aided by their Craster girls, have used the same traditional methods of preparation. No chemicals, no colouring. Herrings split and cleaned, placed in brine strong enough to float a potato, then smoked for around 14 hours over white wood chips and sawdust. 4,500 kippers to a smokehouse. The tasty end product is sold fresh in the shop. Lindisfarne Castle on Holy Island, built to defend the English from the marauding Scots. It's yet another tourist attraction administered by the National Trust. They seem to have the area all sewn up, but then few organisations are more active anywhere in preserving our history. And there's plenty to preserve on this island, which is linked to the mainland by a 3-mile causeway, but totally cut off for 3 hours a day either side of high tide. Certainly water was one of the loves in the life of the man who built this house, Cragside, near Rothbury in Coquetdale, another living monument taken into care by the National Trust. Set among 7 million trees, it was the first house in the world to be lit by electricity derived from water power. And this is the great man himself, a Victorian Geordie called William, who became Lord Armstrong. He was a genius who lived until he was 90, after making a fortune as an engineer, inventor, and arms manufacturer. Today, gunfire echoes across the valley to Cragside from a nearby hotel that specialises in outdoor holidays. It's set in a stone Northumberland farmhouse converted to make a country hotel for a getaway holiday. Activities include fishing on the River Coquet and walking across the magnificent moors, but the most popular activity is riding. This really is big country. A holiday retreat that offers those in need a refresher course in real life. Northumberland, as they say, Britain's best-kept holiday secret. A wild and unspoilt land steeped in stories of war, yet today selling peace.